Have you ever wondered what the difference is between DDR3 and DDR5 RAM? How about SRAM, DRAM, and XDR-RAM? Do they all do the same thing? Are they all interchangeable? In this video, we're going to cover the different types of RAM, the generations of DDR-RAM, and we'll show you what the differences are so you can decide which one is right for you. So let's get started. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Tech Explained, where we take a deep dive into some of the concepts, terms, and technology that we talk about here on the channel and explain them in a way that hopefully makes sense and is easy to understand. First, let's start off with the basics of what RAM actually is. RAM, or Random Access Memory, is the heart of your device's speed. It allows your computer or phone to run apps smoothly and load files quickly. The more RAM you have, the more your device can handle without slowing down. Think of RAM as a desk where you keep all your work files. If you don't have enough space, you might have to close some programs or even delete some files. But with more space, you can juggle more things at once without any problems. This is why it's important to have enough RAM. The more RAM you have, the more balls you can juggle. And if you don't have enough RAM, you're going to start dropping some balls. And trust me, you don't want to drop any balls. So now that you know what RAM is, let's move on to the next question. What are the types of RAM? There are two main types of RAM used in computers today. The first type is SRAM static RAM. It's very fast, but also very expensive. It's typically used for small capacity, high-performance applications, such as CPU cache. The second type is DRAM dynamic RAM. It's much slower, but also much cheaper. That makes it ideal for use as main memory. Most computers use the latest version of DRAM called DDR double data rate RAM. Speaking of generations, let's move on to our next question. What are the RAM generations? DRAM has been around since the early 2000s and has gone through 5 generations so far. The first generation of DDR-RAM was simply called DDR. It was released in the year 2000 and was twice as fast as the previous type of RAM called SRAM. Then in 2004 came DDR2. It was a little faster and used less power than DDR. Next was DDR3 released in 2007. This was the most widely used type of RAM until recently. It was low power and high speed and was used in everything from laptops to game consoles to desktop PCs. Then in 2014, DDR4 was introduced. It was even faster than DDR3 and used up to 50% less power. Today, DDR4 is still widely used in desktops and laptops, but newer systems are starting to use the latest generation of RAM, DDR5. DDR5 was introduced in 2020 and is currently the newest and fastest type of RAM available. It's used in both PCs and gaming rigs. Some of the advantages of DDR5 include support for data transfer rates of up to 5,000 to 100 Mbps, improved power efficiency, and better error correction. Now that we've covered the different types and generations of RAM, let's move on to the last question. Which RAM is right for you? Well, that depends on what you need. If you're looking for the best performance, choosing the right RAM can be confusing, but hopefully this video has helped you understand the different options and make the right choice for you. Remember, when upgrading RAM, always check for compatibility. You wouldn't want to spend all that money on a new RAM only to find out that it doesn't work with your system. Well, that wraps it up for this episode of Tech Explained. I hope you learned something new, and if so, make sure to leave us a like and hit that subscribe button. We've got lots more tech explainers in the works, and I don't want you to miss out. Also, leave us a comment with any questions you have. We may even feature your questions in future episodes. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time on Tech Explained.